Welcome to Startup Hacks, a We Global podcast. We explore the stories and secret strategies that women entrepreneurs use to save time and money when bootstrapping and building their businesses. I'm your host, Fernanda Carapina. Welcome back. I'm your host, Fernanda Carapina, and today I'm very excited to welcome Rebecca Warfield to the show. Welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
It is our pleasure. I'm going to share with the audience a little bit about you. Rebecca has been a visionary and entrepreneur since youth. She is founder of the Chicane Group, a top artist management and consulting firm. She's also a partner at Looped, a leading video chat and live stream platform. She is Julian Lennon's manager and managed rock icon Steven Tyler Aerosmith for 5 years. And prior to that, she joined the Britney Spears management team after working with talent on over 100 award shows. Welcome, Rebecca.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That is, your background is so fascinating, and you've had such an interesting, career and trajectory. And I'm so excited to have you talk about the work that you've done. But before we dive in, I really would love for you to share a little bit just about your personal story, where you grew up, how you got started, who Rebecca is.
Sure. I actually grew up, born and raised in Montana, which everyone thinks is surprising just because it's such a contrast to what I do and my environment today in Southern California. But it definitely gave me some of the fundamentals and work ethic and just a foundation to, I think, look at things a little bit differently within the entertainment industry. So I grew up in Montana. I went to school at Montana State University in their TV and film department. And I actually started, my very first job was the Academy of Country Music Awards. I was still in college. And I actually found my first job on LasVegasJobs.com. It was with Dick Clark Productions on the Academy of Country Music Awards. And it was a little bit of a fluke, but I searched and found that, and that wound up leading into freelance jobs, one after another, over 7 years of working on all the award shows that everybody watches today. And so that was my big break into the entertainment industry. And then from that, I really just kind of followed where I was going, what one thing really led to the next. And from that, I went into artist management and was with Britney Spears for several years, and then transitioned into starting my own company, the Chicane Group, which really focuses on artist management and also consulting. And that has evolved into tech. And so that's where we are today. We represent tech companies. I head up strategic partnerships at a very rapidly expanding company called Looped, which is a tech company that is entertainment focused, and have had kind of a wild ride through the years, but have just been deeply immersed in entertainment in a variety of different ways.
Well, before we start about discuss some of the more recent ventures that you have launched and have started, let's just go back for a moment. When you were working as a manager in the music space, which was for a long period of time, right? Was it about 10 years or so?
Yeah, I'm still an artist manager as well.
Oh, you're
yes.
Still, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And there's some interesting articles that you're featured in where you talk a little bit about this, but can you share with the audience kind of your vision for how you started to see the work that you are doing and had been doing at the time with artists, and how it was, how you felt their opportunities had started to come up to work with startups?
Sure. So actually it started when I was with Britney. That was circa 2010. So we're talking 10 years ago, before everybody was on iPads, before Instagram, Twitter was kind of the biggest tech platform, and everyone was trying to beat Ashton Kutcher on Twitter. And that was really the vibe. I mean, there wasn't a lot of crossover between entertainment and tech. And the tech industry wasn't really that impressed with entertainment or, bringing celebrities to Silicon Valley. And we started doing that around that time frame and trying to kind of knock on the doors of Silicon Valley and integrate a little bit more. And when I was with Brittany, I would get, daily pitches for her to become involved with different tech platforms. And this was, I think, some back then were like Shoe Dazzle, and Dropbox was just starting, and there were all kinds of platforms that I would look at every day. And so it actually made me really interested. I worked with another gentleman there who actually got me interested in really reviewing all of these tech companies and seeing, how do we make these partnerships work? So it's been about 10 years of really, watching this sort of infiltration, right, and integration in between tech and entertainment. And so over the years, when I was with Steven Tyler, we would also get very different, but a swarm of different new platforms that people wanted him to either be the face of or get involved with. And that's when we started seeing a lot of those deals take place. Now, I had launched this music and tech festival called Fuse Nation, and it was a little bit ahead of its time. The idea with that was to bring in the biggest speakers from the tech world. We had Steve Wozniak and Biz Stone and Alexis Ohanian, and then we had Kygo perform. And our idea was really bringing together the music and the tech communities. And I always felt that these tech companies, when I would meet the founders, you can really tell who's going to go far. And many of these platforms are just missing something to get them to the next level. But it's almost like looking for talent. You see a star factor in these tech entrepreneurs and these founders. And for me, my perspective was from the management perspective of, can I take this company to the next level? Can I, elevate their brand, grow their company, strategize with them, just like I would a recording artist or a music client or, a starting show or something like that. So I always looked at it like that. And that's where, what really got me into working closer with different tech platforms.
Well, you were definitely ahead of your time for sure. And we're so spot on because it's obviously come full circle. I mean, not only we've had this discussion before, and I completely agree with you. Not only do I feel that founders are kind of the superstars of the future and of the now, but more and more, very talented, whether they're actors or musicians or artists, are really becoming entrepreneurs in their own right as their own kind of side hustle and extension of their brand. And I think, when you see an actor who maybe makes, $10 million a year or $30 million a year, if they're really successful, investing in a company that then's worth $1 billion, it's kind of a no-brainer to really leverage your brand to become truly entrepreneurial at a corporate level.
That's right. That's right. And we're seeing that, we've been seeing that over the past several years where artists are either running their own companies, starting a production company, launching products, of their own, developing those and launching those versus just licensing out their name for a product. And, some artists really are entrepreneurial and, to be able to empower them to do those things and to help them run those businesses, I think it's more important than ever, especially in times of COVID, because we are really looking for all of those different revenue streams past the traditional, touring and the music business has taken a big hit. So I think diversifying and really getting behind companies that you are passionate about, no matter who you are as an artist or as a influencer or any founder is really important at this point.
And obviously, I'm a little biased because of Women Entrepreneurs Global, but for the women out there who are artists or even female athletes, etc., do you feel that there's an opportunity for them at this stage to really even lean in even more so at a time like this?
Yes, absolutely. I think women are coming together more than ever before. I think, of course, and a few years ago with the Me Too movement, it really kind of launched women into the forefront. And with so many of these companies requiring board seats to be filled by women, and there's all kinds of funds that are set up for female entrepreneurs. And I just think it is our time,
Mhm.
and there's nothing that's holding you back and stopping you from achieving those dreams and really leading a company if that's what you've always wanted to do. And I agree with you, the platform that you've launched just recently is just such a great gateway and cultivates that spirit, that entrepreneurial and collaborative spirit between women founders and entrepreneurs.
Yeah, well, thank you. I appreciate that plug. And, my hope actually is that so many people who are affiliated with We Global who come from the entertainment ranks, I would say probably a good half of the 45 plus women who are behind the company, I would hope that it becomes a real welcoming place for female artists as well, in addition to female founders. So, female artists who want to explore opportunities to develop an app, to develop a web
Mm-hmm.
application, to get into blockchain, to explore cryptocurrency, to have a place where you have those resources, to have a studio that really can help you build that beyond the traditional, which has been how do you take your brand and then get into merchandising, let's say,
Right.
which has been different. So let's talk a little bit now about, there's so much to talk about because I know you've also launched your own company in addition to some of the work that you're doing with Looped. But please share with the audience all about Looped Live, which is so fabulous.
Sure, sure. So Looped is a company that I was introduced to almost 2 years ago now. And it started out as a meet and greet platform where artists could sequence up, 50 plus fans and video chat with each one of them for a short amount of time. So for 60 seconds, you talk to your favorite artist, you get a picture, you get the video, and for the artist, they can talk to 55 fans in an hour. And it's really become a community and circle of joy in a sense, because we have launched a live stream platform that came about early 2020. And that was really a time where we realized we were the only platform out there that offered a VIP ticket and a GA ticket all within the same platform. So
Hmm.
in 2020, we've now evolved every few months. We're evolving so rapidly. We've got over 30 people on the staff now, and we're doing hundreds of events per month. In 2020 alone, we had 250,000 fans on the platform. We've, you
Wow.
know, we've allowed and created a place for creators in the platform have made over $5 million in revenue this year. We've got over 1,000 creators on the platform so far. And we're really now evolving into something even more exciting, which is really becoming the world's greatest virtual venue. And we have in-house production teams. We're able to handle, kind of A to Z. We have just our team has just become incredible, and just a really, really promising group of people. We on Monday we produced the virtual experience for the Gotham Awards, which was a groundbreaking hybrid event that included physical presenters in Cipriani in New York, and then we had 50 tables full of people all interacting within their table and table hopping in virtual tables while they watched the show live together in the same browser window. So we're going to be launching some additional tech products rolling out later in the year. And it's just been a super exciting, a wild ride from, coming on board as an advisor, and now I head up strategic partnerships for them. And I can't wait to see what 2020